I am thrilled to be doing three things for Neighbours for you. When I look at the lineup that came before me, we had Alan Norris with Brookfield Residential, and then we had Dr. David Ross with SAIT, who then nominated Patricia Jones from the Calgary Homeless Foundation, who then nominated me. So I kind of feel like Sally Field here a bit, like you like me, you really like me. With all sincerity, I am incredibly grateful that myself and Fresh Start Recovery Centre was nominated by Patricia Jones. My name is Stacey Petersen, and I am the Executive Director of Fresh Start Recovery Centre. We come from some humble beginnings. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. 1992, Tom and Carol Berthelot founded Fresh Start Recovery Centre, and at that time, it was Christian Love and Shelter program, and that changed to Fresh Start in 1996. So we relocated to Abbeydale in 2002, and in 2004, I was hired on as the Executive Director. It's been my absolute honor to serve as the Executive Director since that time. Shortly after that, we looked at the need to expand our capacity based on a growing wait list. So the expansion saw us develop a large capital campaign to get this current facility built. We had Ken King, the late Ken King, as our campaign co-chair. We had Katrina LeMay-Doan. We had our police chief, Rick Hansen. And from there, we raised the funds to build this facility. That was in June of 2012 when we opened this facility. From there, the growth has just been exponential. We've created more post-treatment housing, and our wait list continues to grow. So when we talk about addiction and, we talk about recovery, essentially we talk about the opposite of addiction being connection. It was early March, it was before the orders came out, and we made the decision to shut the door here. Fortunately, we've had no issues here thus far, but we did close the doors. And now we said to our residents, we said, look, you're not a hostage, you can leave. But if you have to be quarantined somewhere, how about a 40,000 square foot building that has a gymnasium, that has a fitness center, that has a movie theater, that has a games room, and that has, chefs and staff and the love and support of the staff around you. Nobody left. So from that point, we thought, well, what are we gonna do? So one of the things that we did was we went to online meetings, and our alumni went to online. This impacted our alumni in a big way. The alumni is a small army, and they're a large part of what we do at Fresh Start. But we thought, okay, so how are we going to accommodate this? And like everyone else, we did the Zoom and we did the go-to meeting, and we set those things up. I think some of the silver lining out of that was we made it available to a larger number of people, because there was people that were attending that otherwise weren't able to get here in person. We had Ron Jarrett from Mission Fitness. He pivoted his services to do that online. We were able to, when the orders changed, we were able to bring him in, and we social distanced his training. The other thing that we did is we got busy helping. I mean, it was much like the floods. We have a social enterprise. We have a food truck, a 1111 food truck, and when the orders came, we just pivoted that food truck and we turned it into a food delivery service. And we went out to the community and we mobilized community, and we had some funding come in, and we worked with over 186 different households in the community. So our food truck staff and the food truck management got out into the community, and they started delivering food and supplies to people that just couldn't get out. To me, to us, it feels a lot like what we went through with the floods. It's a great equalizer. When it comes to addiction and recovery, nobody's out there, when we're all faced with this pandemic, nobody's wearing a sign that says, I'm an addict, I'm a doctor, I'm a social worker, I'm a construction worker. We're just human beings, and we're in this thing together. So that was, that's how we treated it, the same way we did with the floods. In February of 2020, we started discussions around an acquisition of a treatment center in southern Alberta in Lethbridge. We continued those discussions, and it was smack dab right when everything hit with COVID. That could have stopped us, but we continued to move forward with those discussions. And as of November 2nd of 2020, we took full care and control of the South Country Treatment Center in Lethbridge, and is now Fresh Start South Country. And it was a friendly acquisition. Hats off to their board and to our board and all the staff that have worked hard to get us there. And essentially what we've done is created a greater recovery capacity in the city of Lethbridge and surrounding areas. One of the first things we did getting to Lethbridge, even actually before we were there, is given that Lethbridge is surrounded by two of the largest reserves in Canada, we said, what kind of relationships do we have with those reserves and the people managing services on the reserves? There wasn't a lot. We went down, we met on the Blood Reserve with Jason Aubry and his crew at Bringing the Spirit Home. There was elders that were present. We had a meal together, and we talked about how we would work together in the future. There was excitement on both sides. We wanted to see how we could work together for the betterment of everyone that we serve. The ripple effect of that is immeasurable. Jason's team at Bringing the Spirit Home, they were on it. Even before we were actively day-to-day doing operations on site, Jason had contacted us and said, hey, do you guys want to utilize our quarantine facilities? So if we have someone that had symptoms at Fresh Start South, they would come in an ambulance, pick them up, and take them to quarantine so that it didn't impact the rest of us. We've had so much support down in Lethbridge. We've had the Chief of Police come and meet with us. We've had other elders come and meet with us. We've had city councillors meet with us. We've had provincial MLAs meet with us. And the support has been phenomenal. So now I get to nominate someone. What I'd like to do is I'd like to nominate all of you. I'd like to nominate all of Calgarians if I could, because I think you are, being a native Calgarian, I think that you're amazing. You are incredibly resilient. So I'd like to nominate all of Calgarians, but how I get to do that is I want to nominate, and here it is, Eva Friesen, the CEO of the Calgary Foundation. I know that Calgarians have supported the Calgary Foundation, and the Calgary Foundation has been the channel through which the community has been supported. So I'm nominating Eva. It's now all on you.